Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports preview of Chelsea versus Manchester United. We're going to twist things up, do it a little bit different here. We're going to have an argument case here because, of course, we've got Manchester United fan here and just about reach him because of this long table. Chelsea fan right over there who is got a stern look on his face after the defeat of the weekend by 6 goals to 0.
I think he looks so depressed.
He looks very depressed.
Hello,
and of course,
my old friend.
yes.
Yeah, with Ben Affleck on it. Oh, remember when they announced him as Batman? That's how I felt, just there, right there on that table.
And of course, 3-0 victory against Fulham at the weekend.
Aye,
but we're going to start off with this case in the FA Cup, different competition, FA Cup, Magic Cup, the FA Cup, anything can happen. Jack, you're going to start off by stating your case as to why Chelsea can win this game against Manchester United, and then we're going to flip off. We're going to flip over to Jamie, and he's going to give his case as to why Manchester United will win this game. Then Jamie will counteract Jack's case with a couple of points.
We'll put this video because I've got no case.
We'll debate it as so. We'll have our final statements as to,
Sound like the Brexit government. We haven't got nothing.
You have your final statements as to what the scoreline prediction of the game is going to be, and then myself and Joe will come to an agreement as to who we think is going to win the game.
That's right. He's a Liverpool fan.
Don't like either of you, so don't.
All right. So Jack, since you are the home team, you get to go first. Why do you think Chelsea's going to win this game against Manchester United in the FA Cup?
Because the sun's shining.
The sun's shining.
I don't know.
It's a night game.
The moon's out. The last time we played him in the FA Cup, we won.
That was an annoying game. That was.
It was such a bad game. Although when I was there, it was good. But I don't know. I would say he might change something, but he won't. So I think the thing will be if Jorginho is playing in the same position, I probably won't watch the game.
Yeah.
Because I'll know what the outcome of the game will be. It depends again how they fare against PSG midweek. And whether if they lose that game, whether they'll bounce back or whether they'll change something, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't really faced defeat yet as a Manchester United manager. So if they lose to PSG, whether something will change there, I don't know. Hopefully they'll go back to the way Mourinho was was managing them and playing them. But I don't know. I mean, we had a spark after we lost to Bournemouth. We went and obviously beat Huddersfield 5-0, but Huddersfield are bottom of the table, so that doesn't really mean anything. So it all depends. I mean, of course we got a big game against Malmo in the Europa League on Thursday. So gotta win that game. Otherwise, there is really no point if we lose to Malmo. But I think maybe a rebound from the 6-0 defeat. It might happen, but it might not. A
reason to win the game, shall we say?
It's Manchester United.
Yeah.
That is the reason. I mean, going to Manchester City, you should be pumped for that game anyway. But I think the players were first half. I think they did try something. I said to Joe when we did the Newport County video, is the fact that I think a month ago we might have caught City a bit unawares at the first 5 minutes because they were slacking a bit. During the games they wouldn't start as fast as they'd been starting at the start of the year. So, but with Man City losing to Newcastle, Pep Guardiola's gone right. We could have lost the title there. We need to keep pushing on, and every game you need to be on the gas, 100%. So I think the way we started and the way they started, we were never going to compete. They were just too good in the first 20 minutes, and they showed that. So, but the players should be pumped up for a game like Man City. So I'm hoping the same comes with Manchester United. I mean, all these big games, you need to be pumped up and ready to play and play the best clubs, and especially the way Manchester United are playing at the minute under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, I'd love the fact of Gianfranco Zola being the manager at the game, because you have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Zola as the two managers facing off against each other. I think that would be good, but I don't want to. I don't want to say sorry, Sarri, but you're fired. But I just think that would be a good moment. But we'll see. But I hope the players come out with the desire to win the game, because if they just look like they don't know what's going on, or they've just given up, especially if United score the first goal. If they give up after the first goal, then something's got to change. So.
All right, Jamie.
I've really take my case there, Jamie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough to.
No, I'm terrified now.
What are you thinking?
Well,
Why can
I
Manchester
was
United
up
win
for
this
it now,
game?
and he's just petrified. Yeah, I'm very scared. We don't.
You
win
left
it-
him
we don't-
speechless.
We don't win at Stamford Bridge. It's just a tradition, isn't it? Bloody well, nearly did in October. Ball bounce. Phil Jones. What the fuck are you doing? No, Phil. No. Oh, last second of the game. Ross fucking Barkley.
I've got you to swear twice.
Yeah. That's how Stamford Bridge has taken
His face
20.
has gone red.
It's already added 20 years to my life. Stamford Bridge. We've only won there once since 2002 in all competitions. Well, actually no. Actually, technically two, because we beat you 1-0 in that Champions League quarter final back in like 2011. Rooney long range goal.
Was it the one game where Torres got sent off?
No, that was the.
You won that game, didn't you?
Was that the one when you had two players sent off? Yeah, that was
Mark
the other one.
Clattenburg.
That was that was the other one when we won 3-2.
And you got an own goal. Not own goal there. Offside
Goal, yeah, Hernandez. Right place, right time. But I think in terms of form, I'm very confident. But this has happened before where Chelsea have had a really bad time, but they somehow still beat us. So I think this is a completely different match because of the fact that it's the FA Cup and it's not in the league. If this was the league, I think it might be a completely different outcome. But Chelsea has to look at it at the moment and think, well, we could still win the FA Cup and we're the holders. And for Man United, we're looking at it in which Solskjaer looks at the FA Cup as bait to perhaps get him the job at Manchester United. But you know, we've beaten Arsenal already away from home in the run. If we can beat Chelsea away from home, then we've had no doubt the toughest run so far in the FA Cup this season. So I mean, if this match was in November in the FA Cup, even though you wouldn't have an FA Cup game in November, I would say United aren't going to win, but I'm a lot more confident than I am from a month ago. As I said, I last saw him on Christmas Eve, and they were above us in the Premier League. It's all changed, Jack. It's all changed.
I turned you to this over there.
So why are Chelsea? Why aren't they winning this game then? From your point of view as a United fan, why aren't they winning?
Because the invincible defence of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling is the reason why. No. I think because United have got more confidence now, where we're actually scoring early goals at the moment, where we seem to get the games rolling after 10 minutes. Okay, we're against teams like Leicester and Fulham, etc., who we should be beating on paper, but we weren't doing that under Mourinho either. We would make it look like it was a hell of a difficult game to actually come out on top and win 1-0 after 89 minutes. But I think with this one, you know, with Pogba, Martial and Rashford, them three together are just been scintillating. So's Lingard, in all fairness to him. Sanchez is slowly getting there, but I think I could see Sanchez starting this game actually because of it being the FA Cup. And then, you know, we've got Sergio Romero in goal, I'm sure, for this one as well. And he's just as good as... Well, he's not just as good as De Gea, but he's a hell of a second keeper.
That's a strong statement.
Yeah.
As good as De Gea. Hold on to that thought.
Yeah, I regret that.
Sorry, we got Caballero in goal.
Just hope he doesn't get injured in training, otherwise it'll be Rob Green's.
Think about it. If we have Pogba doing those feet in the fire kind of run up, you know, then he might miss because it's really Cabrera.
You have to put it to the soundtrack of A Heart Take On Me.
Yeah. But I think it's all about Pogba in this match and Herrera, because Herrera's got this thing with Chelsea, hasn't he? I know, but he's been really good the last few weeks, and I think for Herrera he could be really crucial with Pogba in midfield, and Matic as well. Matic has been positive with his football as well. He's been going forward. It's great.
I wish we had one.
Why aren't United winning this game, Jack?
I've got all day.
Well, no, I think if he, I don't know if this is even in his mentality, if his brain even thinks this way, but if he somehow changes the system, maybe a little bit, just a little bit, then I think we have a chance in this game. I think all he has to do, if I was picking this team, all I would do is I would take Jorginho off, give him a rest. I'd use that we need to rest him, put Kante there, and then put Loftus-Cheek in the game, start him. Because for God's sake, he's a youngster that needs game time, and the FA Cup
needs to start.
Well, that's who else is playing. You know, Loftus-Cheek needs game time. I would say Barkley, but he was atrocious the other day. He didn't even look like he could be bothered to play, and he assisted Sergio Aguero for the third goal. So. Yeah, but I put Loftus-Cheek in there, and I think Hudson-Odoi's going to start as well. I think you have to play Hudson-Odoi. Why keep him? Why not if you're not going to let him go in January, why let him sit in the stand to watch the City game? when you're losing 6-0.
What
It
holes?
makes no sense.
What holes in the United team do you think Chelsea can exploit?
Phil Jones.
Well, I think if we can somehow get to their defensive area, that's an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
But, it depends, because if they play someone like Matic, I think the Chelsea players should know, being that most of them were his teammates, how to maybe expose his weaknesses. Same with Juan Mata. I think if Juan Mata plays, he normally plays in the cup games. He hasn't got the pace and maybe the stamina like he used to. And maybe you can exploit that. And then again, if they play Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, here's hoping, they might be able to exploit them areas as well. But we've just got to put in a performance. I think that's all Chelsea fans will be hoping for at Stamford Bridge. You've got to put in a desired performance to actually want to win the game, because what we've seen for the last few weeks, I know they've been away from home, but the last few weeks have been terrible. But on the flip side, like Sarri said, at the start of the season, we were playing all right away, but we couldn't seem to do anything at home. So for some reason, it's swapped. So Sarri, if you're listening to this, if some way you could level it out so we're good at home and good away, that would be great.
Ignore him.
But
you're doing great.
Yeah. But I think that's all they need to do. I think he just needs to change a little bit around. Make the fans believe an hour before game. Oh, look, something's changed. The youngsters are playing, or he's maybe changed his tactics, and just let the players play and let the fans actually be confident in the game. Even if you lose the game, I don't want to lose to United in the FA Cup, but even if we did,
I don't lose to Chelsea.
if we played in a way that. If we lost the game, we were still happy with the performance, and I think Chelsea fans would be happy. But ultimately, we don't want to lose. But I think that's what Chelsea fans want at the minute. We want a desired performance from the team, and we're not getting that.
I think my real concern with Chelsea is Gonzalo Higuain, because I think he could actually be the difference between United and Chelsea in this game. If we give him the space, he'll score. I don't care if De Gea's in goal or not, because Romero will be. He's not as good as De Gea, just making that point. But I think Hazard as well. Hazard is always been great against us, and I think he's obviously going to start. He's got to. And Kante just loves playing with Pogba, where he's like, I can go into your legs, I control the midfield, bitch. But not today, not this week, Kante, not this week. But it's actually can't do. Not can, ignore me. That's
the second most ridiculous thing you've said in this video now.
There'll be more to come, ladies. But I think that's my real problem with Chelsea. It's still, people can keep saying United are favourites. I don't think we're favourites for this.
You can be favourites if you want.
We can be favourites, but I think I'll take a draw right now at Stamford Bridge and take you to Old Trafford.
All right, Joe. Big decision time, my friend.
Yeah, you've had all day.
Take a
video to have a drink.
It's got two servings in it, Jack.
Take a sip of that Coke, and whilst you.
There's no way I can do it without having something strong, like.
I feel like we should have zoomed in.
Have you got any Jack Daniels in that? Just a bit. You're talking about a bit stronger. I think you need some Jack Daniels in there, mate.
I'm driving afterwards, so this is the strongest I can get.
All right, Joe. You've heard the arguments from Jack and Jamie. What are your own thoughts on this game, and have they missed any key points that you think should be touched upon?
Two horrible football clubs.
There we go. The malice is already out.
Have you? No, you haven't. Have you? No, you
Are you in the FA Cup?
Yeah. Oh wait.
Oh no.
Last time.
We decided to
That was it. 2000.
We decided.
That's it. 2005. You last won the FA Cup.
We decided to prioritise the league and Champions League, the big ones.
Oh, until you lose.
Go for the guy that's been losing for most of the season.
You were 7 points clear the other week.
Was it even at Wembley the last time you were in an FA Cup?
Yes. No.
Oh no, it wasn't.
We lost the final to you. We lost the final to you in 2012.
Joe, there's no millennium anymore. It's principality these days.
Anyway,
do you remember when they lost to?
I don't know why I'm taking it.
Actually, when you went to the Millennium, you lost to them in the League Cup final.
I don't know why I'm taking the stick here. We're top of the league. Well, joint top of the league because we're game in hand against your boys. But anyway, it's going to be a close game of football between two sides. Chelsea will have the confidence going into it from the FA Cup last year, but United will have the confidence from the league form. I think I could see it going to a cup replay at Old Trafford.
Wow,
I'll take that.
Yeah. Was that it?
Yeah.
Build up and then
both teams aren't exactly strong defensively. Solskjaer's improved Manchester United dramatically, but they're still not 100% there. It depends on what team he puts out, depends on whether the attack is there. Lukaku's first touch is still shocking.
Oh, it's terrible.
Please play
Pogba just cares more about his haircuts and his silly dances than actually performing, although he has scored 8 goals in the games.
Lukaku sets more goals up these days than score.
So I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think it'll go to a cup replay.
Jack, scoreline.
2-1 Chelsea.
Jamie?
I don't have one.
You never have.
I don't do predictions anymore.
You have to.
Nah. I'm going to say United win, aren't I? Let's
so
be
we'll
honest.
go 2-1 Chelsea then.
United are going to win, but I don't know. Don't know by how many.
We'll just say 1-0 for them.
You can't underestimate Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That's what annoys me. There will be United fans there who'll think, even my brother who's a United fan, he'll say, "Oh, we're going to win the game." I'm like, no, it's not an easy place. It's like going to PSG if we win 5-0 on Tuesday night. And it's like, no, we could still lose this.
Optimistic.
5-0.
You actually didn't say anything.
When you've won a few Premier Leagues, Joe. Oh wait, you haven't.
Right, let's wrap this up then. So, you've heard their statements. What are your own opinions for the Chelsea versus Manchester United game in the FA Cup? Let us know in the comment section below this video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe for more Let's Talk Sport content. See you all very soon.